Welcome to the Hear and Heard podcast. I am your podcast host, Emily. I want this to be a safe space for all women to tell their stories, grieve the hard parts, and celebrate themselves. Thank you for being here.
Welcome to the Hear and Heard podcast. My friend Danny is here today, and we grew up next door to one another, so know each other our entire lives. Yes. Our older siblings, I don't know if they played before we were born, but at least existed and knew each other. Yes. Okay, so you just gave birth 4 months, just about 4, yeah, the 1904. And I'm so excited because I have not heard your birth story yet. And everyone that's been on here, I hadn't heard their birth story yet. But since we're friends, this was so unusual. And I'm so excited. Yes, I'm so excited to share it with you. Where do you want me to start? So let's start maybe pre-pregnancy, find out you're pregnant, that type of stuff. So mine, I feel like, was such a long time coming, as you know. Yeah. So Ian and I had been together for, well, now we've been together for 13 years. We got married in 2021. Well, we're supposed to be married before, you know. So once upon a time, I was like, oh my gosh, by this time I am 25. I'm going to have multiple children. And I had this all planned out. And, of course, like, it goes with this. Yeah. What happens and what happens, and we grow and change. Want changes. Yeah. And that happened to me. So, like I said, I got married in 2021, and then thought we would have babies right away, and we had a very stark realization that we were not ready. Yeah. We thought we would be, and we weren't. And I'm so happy that we waited. Yeah. Because being ready for that is important. But I was also learning where I thought I would be in life. Okay. And so Mara, obviously my sister, who's good friends with Emily, was having kids, and we were having kids. Yeah. My sister-in-law was having kids, and my friends were having kids, and it was like this really beautiful time where I was celebrating everybody else, but I was like really deeply mourning. Yeah. Like, I'm just not there. Like, yeah, the time is not right. I need to work on myself, and husband needs to work on himself. And like, we started dating when I was 15. Yeah. And he was 16. And we came to this realization that we grew up, but we didn't get a chance to like emotionally grow up enough. Yeah. So we spent a lot of time, in those first 2.5 years of marriage, investing in ourselves and traveling and going to therapy and individually and together, and just figuring out who are we and what do we need out of life, and how can we be the best partners to each other and the best future parents to our baby, because we knew that we wanted one. And I was going to say, you lived a lot of life. Like, you guys traveled a ton. We traveled a ton. Yes. And just did it. You did a lot of fun things. We did, yeah. And collectively, and then in those last couple of years, also individually, which was something that I think we realized we needed to do, was like experience and like find ourselves a little bit. Because as I saw with people that I love, you lose yourself a little bit when you have kids. It's not a bad thing, right? It's just the reality of like, you're giving so much of yourself to somebody else. And so we just really needed to like invest in ourselves. So we did that, and it was beautiful and it was wonderful. And then very suddenly, it's like, we just knew. Yeah. So it was summer of 24, last summer, and we were like, it is hot. Like, oh my gosh, the switch flipped. I'm like, let's have a baby. Yeah. We are missing something in life, and we started trying in August. Okay. And August came and went, and no baby. And September came and went, and no baby. Yeah. And in a retrospect now, I can look at it and be like, oh my gosh, it happened so quickly. But in the moment, because I've been wanting it for so long, and like had already born not being where I wanted to be, and like, yeah, my sister had another baby, and I was just so sad. Then October came, and Halloween, and I have have, chronic illness. So I have ulcerative colitis, and I was having a really bad flare up, my ulcerative colitis. My doctor had actually told me at the beginning of October, my GI, she was like, yeah, now's not the time to get pregnant. Like, you need to like deal with your GI stuff. Yeah. And I was like, oh, like, I'm not waiting to do this. Like, I'm ready. Yeah. And so we tried in October. October 31st came around, and my flare was horrible. I took Becca, my nephew's birthday, and I could like hardly walk. And I was like, okay, I need to go to the ER. So I went to the ER with my mom, and we hadn't told anybody that we were trying. I just wanted it to be special, ours, and like not like pressure from anybody else, and nobody else asking. Well, I've kind of finally given up asking. Yeah, having kids. When are you having kids? And I didn't want to hear it anymore. Right. So my mom and I went to the ER, and the doctor's like, oh, okay, before we do any like imaging of your stomach to figure out what's going on, there's a chance that you're pregnant. I'm like, well, maybe. I'm so surprised, Mom. Kind of, maybe. So they did a pregnancy test, and I'm like, please, like, I hope. And the doctor came in and said, negative. Oh, yes, I know. Oh my goodness. And I was crushed. I just remember like sobbing, and my mom's just like, yeah, I don't know, like I'm just coming into this, like and I'm like, yeah, this is the first time, and I just like, I don't know, I thought feeling, and I guess I was wrong, and whatever. So I got my X-ray done with my stomach, and they gave me pain meds, which I just don't feel right about taking them. I've never taken pain meds for anything, and they're just something that just wasn't sitting right with me. Like, don't take these pain meds. So I went home, and I've been doing ovulation testing for, months. Yeah. And so I went home the next morning. The first, my HCG levels, November 1st. Okay. 24. My HCG level spikes, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I found out yesterday at the hospital I am not pregnant. Right. What the hell? Like, I don't understand all this stuff. Like, this doesn't make sense. Weird. So, I texted my sister, my oldest sister, Annie, as Emily knows. She's an OBGYN. So I texted her and I sent her a picture of it, and I'm like, what would this mean? I found out yesterday that I'm not pregnant in the ER. Like, oh, surprise again. Now somebody else is in the loop. We're trying. Yeah. And now my HCG level spiked. And of course, I immediately had gone to Google, and I was like, why would this happen? And the first thing that I saw was like, oh, you might have like weird spikes or dips in HCG if you have like endometriosis or different things like that. Yeah. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to get pregnant. So I had like spun myself up that this is like a bad thing. Yeah. And my sister's like, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it just happens. And I'm like, okay. Well, she would tell me if it was something to worry about. Yeah. Like, chill. Mm-hmm. So the second comes around, and I do my test again, and it spiked even higher. And I'm like, okay, wait, what? And that day, because I hadn't like really figured much out in the ER as far as my stomach issues, I had a like 8 a.m. appointment with my GI. Okay. That my mom again was going to take me to. Okay. Just wasn't working with my husband's schedule. Not that he wouldn't love me or go to my appointments with me, but I'm also a mama's girl. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm like, there's no way I'm pregnant, but I know she's going to want to do a colonoscopy, and she's probably going to want to do an endoscopy, and they're not going to do that if you're pregnant. So you better just double check. Right. So I took a pregnancy test, and Ian is still in bed sleeping, and I'm in our master bathroom. And I was like, oh, I'm not even going to waste like one of the good ones. Yes. Dip. Yeah. I'm just going to do a dip. Yes. And they were like strips that Mara had given me from when she was trying to get pregnant the first time. So I'm like, these are old. Like, but whatever. I dip it in, and I let it sit, and I start to get ready, and I pick it up, and I'm like, what does 2 lines mean? And I look at the box, and I'm like, okay, these are old. That was so no cruel way to do that to yourself. Why did you use this? And I'm like, use a new one. So I got the fancy digital pregnancy test out, and do it again and leave it on the windowsill to sit for a minute while I'm finishing getting ready. And I grab it, and I'm like, holy shit, I'm pregnant. Oh like, my gosh. What is happening?
And then my second thought, like, I'm so happy. And then my second thought is like, oh my God, I hurt my baby. I got an x-ray.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, it finally happens. And I did something to my baby. And so then I immediately go into panic. And so I'm like, man, I had always thought about, I wanted to like take the test with Ian, or I wanted to tell him in a special way. And like, now that didn't happen. And I'm nervous. I'm just not going to say anything to him yet. I'm going to let him keep sleeping. Okay. You know, I'm going to like, I need to get out of the house. Like, I'm like panicking and I need to call my sister. So Ian is not the first person who found out. I called my older sister and, well, I texted her because she's got little kids. And I'm like, hey, are you with the kids right now? And she's like, yeah, do I need to not be? And I'm like, yeah, can you just like go in the other room? I need to like, call you.
Yeah.
So FaceTime her and I'm like, hey, quick question. And I like pulled up the pregnancy test. I'm like, wow, what's the 2 lines mean? And then she's like, I knew you were pregnant. And I was like, what? What? And she's like, Dan, I'm an OBGYN and you texted me, you had an HCG spike, and I have a friend who does infertility stuff, and I was pretty sure this is what this means, and texted her and I'm like, hey, this is what this means, right? And she's like, oh yeah, your sister's pregnant. And she's like, I just wanted you to be able to find him on your own. And she's like, I want you to have the magic. Sweet. Yes. So I burst into tears and I'm like, did I hurt my baby? And she's like, what? And I'm like, I got a negative pregnancy test 2 days ago, and then I got this x-ray, and what's going to be wrong? Yeah. Something's going to be wrong. What's going to be wrong? And she's like, nothing. You are okay. I'm like, but they said like, we need to check if you're pregnant before we do this. Like, that must mean that you can't do it if you're pregnant. She's like, honey, I would tell you, you are fine, whatever. And I'm like, oh my gosh. She's like, you're having a baby. And I'm like, oh my God. So my sister found out first. Yeah. And then I'm like, okay, now I'm literally on my way to go pick up my mom for this appointment. And I'm going to have to tell my GI that I'm pregnant. And my mom's with me. And I can't call her now and be like, hey, never mind. I don't want you to come to this appointment, because she's going to be like, you literally have been like, please come with me. I'm nervous about this. I don't know what's going on. So I kind of had to think on the fly. And of course, I just like, okay, I want to like prize her in a cute way. I want to videotape her reaction. Me, I love documenting everything. So I went through the Caribou drive-thru real quick and got 2 drinks, and because we always get the same drink. So I got each the same thing. And on one of the little, what do you call it? Like the holder thing. Yeah, the little paper, whatever. I wrote mommy, and on the other one I wrote grandma. And so then I just like put them in the cup holder, and I like popped my phone up on the door of my truck, like she wouldn't notice. And I go and pick her up, and she gets in the car, and I'm like, oh hey, I stopped at Caribou quick on the way here. She's like, oh yeah, I was wondering what was taking you so long. Like, I didn't know really I was sending Annie freaking out, but yeah, that's what took me so long. I'm like, oh, I got you a drink. And I was like, I don't know. I already took a drink out of one, but I put my name on it. So to look at which one's which or whatever. And she picks the first one up is the mom one. And she's like, mommy. Like, why did you write mommy? And I was like, oh, that one's not yours. And she's like, what? She like, at the down. She picks the one. And it's like, grandma. She's like, oh my goodness. You're not. And I pulled the pregnancy test out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm having a baby. So that's how 2 people found out before my husband. And then we went to my appointments, and like I figured out stomach stuff, which is like just another day, you know, like it is usual for you. The doctor's like, I thought I told you not to have a baby. I'm like, well, yeah, you know, sorry, chose to not listen to you. Also didn't take pain meds, so I guess that was like some like tuition, telling me like it's not right. So and then I actually waited 2 more days to find out. Oh my goodness. Because then I was like, okay, well, he wasn't with me for the pregnancy test. And in 22, when we were on our honeymoon, we went to Hawaii. Yeah. And this is just like some random weird, this is just how we are. But we were in Hawaii, and like every little gift shop we went into had these like adorable stuffed octopuses, and on the little tag it's like their name was Ocho, and he's like, oh my gosh, can we get an Ocho? And I was like, for what? Like, we are grown-ass adults. Like, what are we gonna have a stuffed animal for? And he's like, well, a future baby. And I was like, we're not getting a stuffed animal before we even have a baby. That is goofy. But ever since our honeymoon, anytime we saw an octopus, it'd be like, oh, there's an Ocho, there's an
Cute.
Ocho.
Yeah.
And so I figured out on the website what brand this dang Ocho was.
Yes.
And I ordered one and I rush shipped it. And so I had the little Ocho sitting on our coffee table with the pregnancy test and a little card that was like, lifetime membership to the dad's club. And that was sitting there when he got home from work. And that's how he found out.
Oh, it's so sweet.
So yeah, and then we kept it like close, just the 3 people who knew for a while. And then obviously I had to tell Mar.
Yeah.
And we were going on vacation and I was like, she's gonna know. So
yes.
told her, and then the rest of the family found out around Christmas time. So
my God.
Yeah, that's like long-winded. You weren't gonna get anything short out of me. We haven't even gotten to my birth story.
That's okay. I want it all of it.
So yeah, and then I had the most beautiful, magical, wonderful pregnancy that I could have ever dreamed of.
Oh my goodness.
It makes me emotional thinking about it because very much I am one of those people, which from the time we were little, we played family. I was the mom, like almost always. You and Mara were the kids, and like it was just like I knew from the time I was old enough to talk, I'm gonna be a mom someday.
Yeah.
Like, and I had always just dreamed about. I remember for years I would go shopping for clothes with my mom, and I'd be like, oh, I don't really like this, but wouldn't this be so cute with a baby bump? Like,
I do remember those moments.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Maybe I should just get it for when I'm pregnant. My mom's like, what's wrong?
Okay, so Ian cannot get Ocho.
No, but
before you're pregnant, but
yes, yes, I should be buying clothes that look cute. I know it doesn't make sense. My mom wouldn't let me. Okay, my mom cut me off. My mom was the voice of reason, but so I just always dreamt of pregnancy, dreamt of having this belly and feeling these movements. And I'm also the youngest of 6.
Yeah.
And so I had seen most of my siblings have children and I've been around their kids and I'd been around your little siblings and I had been around just all the babies.
And you
so
had
long.
been to your sister's birth.
Yes.
Too. So that was,
yes,
I
I've
think
been
that's
to a
like
lot
another,
of births. Yes. Yeah. So I had been at all 3 of my oldest sisters.
Yeah.
And then I had been at one of Mara's.
Yep.
The other was COVID, so I couldn't be there. But yeah, so I had experienced 4 births already. So yeah, I was just, I'm so ready to just experience all of this myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I just feel like the most blessed person in the entire world. I seriously, I just daydream about what pregnancy was like because it was so wonderful. I was not somebody who had morning sickness or really any negative experiences right from the beginning. I felt wonderful and beautiful. And when people are like, oh, the pregnancy glow, I was so fortunate to really have that. Yeah, and embody that. Like, people are like, something's different about you. I'm like, I don't know what. But,
and I think too, your gratitude for it all plays into it 100% for sure. And I feel like sometimes when you're kind of on a positive cycle of, I feel good, I'm really grateful for this, then the positive cycle continues.
Yes.
And I feel like that was, I don't know. I think your gratitude definitely helped a lot.
100%. Yeah. So, I feel like that's so many things I'm gonna say here. As Emily knows everything about me. I'm a police officer, so I work patrol, and I had to in this balance of how long am I gonna work patrol before I'm gonna get off the street for safety reasons or for how I'm feeling or how I'm looking or and how soon do I want people to know that I'm pregnant because things happen. So I waited till the end of my first trimester. Okay. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit longer, but the end of my first trimester was the start of the new year. And so I was kind of a good time. And then that week right before, and when I was still kind of like waffling with my decision,
Yeah.
I had gotten into a foot pursuit with somebody and ended up like in a fight and tackling somebody, and like I was very much like, okay,
It's
yep,
time.
it's time. Like there is nothing in this world, this job, people knowing, nothing that is more important than keeping this baby
Yeah.
safe. So,
Yeah.
that was my okay, it's time, and I started to work a light duty position on a desk, which
Yeah.
was a great experience. That's a whole nother thing, but
Yeah.
um, so yeah, I around that time, because at the okay, so like I said, I was flaring up with my
Yeah.
ulcerative colitis
Yeah.
at the beginning of pregnancy, and a couple weeks into being pregnant, my system just flourished. I was like doing good. My symptoms went away. I was feeling great, and then right before I went off the street for work, it was Christmas time.
Yeah.
My symptoms started to flare back up, and I was like, what does this look
Yeah.
like? And my GI is like, well, we could start you on more aggressive treatment, but that's not like, great during pregnancy. Like, we
Yeah.
could put you on prednisone, we could put you on this, we could put you on that. And I was like, you know what? I just feel like I need to trust my body.
Yeah.
My body knows what it's doing. Just lean into, I don't know, just that like gut feeling that like I can get through this.
Yeah.
And I did nothing, which was like not again what my doctor wanted. I'm like, my aunt, she probably thinks I'm the worst patient because I don't listen to anything she tells me to do. But I just did life. I just like
Yeah.
abided by like what's healthy for my pregnancy and
Yeah.
what feels good and
Yeah.
what feels like honoring for my body, working out lightly and eating gentle foods and stuff. And somehow by I don't know, mid second trimester, I got
So
out of the
good.
flare.
Oh my goodness.
And so I feel super, super lucky because I think that would have really changed my pregnancy
Yeah.
experience, my birth experience. Because if I was flaring up, they probably would have, well, we'll get there, but they probably would have had like made me have a C-section or made
Yeah.
me deliver early or do
Yeah.
something. So,
Yeah.
I was really nervous about that.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I had my growth scan finally. What week is that you have that?
20 weeks.
20 weeks?
Yeah.
Okay. So 20-week growth scan, and oh well, we found out we were having a boy earlier. We knew.
You did the blood test.
We did the blood test. Yeah. So we found out we were having a boy, and we like told people we did our little surprise. It's a boy, and then we had our growth scan, and everything was looking great. He was in like 99th percentile for length, arms, legs, head circumference. And the only thing got a little skinny torso, but I was like, oh my God, great. Here we go. I'm so nervous now. And something about ulcerative colitis and giving birth, up until just a few years ago, it was a mandatory C-section with ulcerative
Interesting.
colitis.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there have been like a lot. Ulcerative colitis is really under research, but there's been
Yeah.
like a lot of developments since.
Yeah.
And I'm sure like you can say no, I guess, to anything,
Right.
but recommended
Yes.
C-section. So there's like a lot of like increased risk with like tearing and how your body's gonna heal
Right. Yeah.
afterwards. Of course, then I'm like, oh great, now I'm gonna have a 99th percentile baby. Like
Yeah.
my greatest fear was I am going to tear wide open.
Yeah.
The worst possible thing. It's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be traumatic. I'm never gonna want to have another child. So I talked to my OB, who is Kelly Greenleaf.
Yeah.
She's
Wonderful.
so amazing.
Yes.
She was my sister's doctor for both her pregnancies, and she's just so knowledgeable, so wonderful. And if she comes across something, this was kind of a new experience for her with my ulcerative colitis.
Okay.
She hadn't had a lot of patients
Yeah.
who'd had some of the stuff that I'd had, and she's like, you know what? Let's research it.
Love
Let
that.
me figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's figure out together.
Yeah.
Like, what do you want? So initially, we discussed doing another growth scan at 35 weeks.
Okay.
And then, depending on how he was growing, then possibly doing an early induction.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm like, okay, that feels good.
Yeah.
Like, I like that she's kind of giving me some power in this decision.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And so continued through my pregnancy, and again, it was beautiful. It was wonderful.
Yeah.
Feeling him kick and He's such an active baby. Like, you would literally just like see my belly like warping and moving, and Ian's like, that's creepy. And I'm like,
It's so wonderful.
it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
And like, there wasn't honestly like that when they're like in the apps or whatever, it's like, count how many times you feel your baby kick in a day. And like, you don't feel your baby kick this much. And I'm like, count. Like, I was just counting the first hour of the day.
Yeah.
Like, I can't count.
Yeah.
So I had this just super, super active baby. And so then we get to our 35-week growth scan. I'm like, man, he is still moving and grooving in there. This is crazy.
Yeah.
And they do the scan, and he's like still in like 95th or greater percentile. Okay. And I'm like, okay, so what are we gonna do? And Dr. Greenleaf again was kind of like, well, I think it's up for discussion. Like, what feels good to you, whatever. Yeah. And so I had very much like come to peace with like, yep, I think an early induction is good. I'm gonna have this baby earlier. I was due July 13th. Yeah. So I was like, I'm gonna have a June baby. Yeah. I feel good about that. And then we did the GBS. Oh yeah, swab. Yep. And I was positive. Okay. Which I was like, what does that mean? That feels gross. And she's like, no, 1 in 4 or something women. Yeah, you don't even need to treat it if you're not having a baby. It's only risky for a baby. Yeah. Not STD or anything. Okay, I don't have an STD. But so because it was positive, I had to be on antibiotics during delivery. Yes. Which for most people wouldn't be a big deal. However, with all of my stomach issues, I had C. diff in 21. Okay. Like the 6 months before we got married, I had 4 recurrences. I was on antibiotics for 6 months. Holy moly. Okay. And finally had to do a transplant of healthy bacteria into my gut. And like, it was a whole big thing. Yeah. So ever since then, I had never been on antibiotics. And once you have C. diff, you are more predisposed to a recurrence. Yep. And that was the most traumatic thing. I mean, it is painful. It is awful. If anybody's experienced it, it's awful. Yeah. And so, okay, Dr. Greenleaf, what are you going to do now? So she talked with infectious disease, and she did her own research, and I had my sister do some research. Yes, and we came together, and she's like, I need to be honest with you. Based on this, I think inducing you, unless it's medically absolutely necessary, is out of the question. Because if we induce you, especially for a first time, your labor is likely to be very long. Yep. And the longer you're on antibiotics, the more likely you are to like agitate your digestive system and have a C. diff recurrence. Yeah. Because it's IV antibiotics, right? Correct. Yes. Yes. And so she's like, I talked to infectious disease, and they're recommending that you do the IV antibiotics plus an oral antibiotic that treats C. diff, so that when the IV antibiotic kills all the good bacteria, the oral antibiotic is also killing the C. diff. Because everybody has naturally occurring C. diff in their system. Yep. It's just not letting it overpopulate. Yeah. And she's like, but because of that, I don't think we should do an induction. And I'm like, okay, I'm terrified, but if that's what's safest for my baby, that's all that matters. Right. Like, tearing or getting C. diff or whatever, I'm going to take the antibiotics because that's what's best for my baby, even if it's a risk to me. I'm going to not do the induction, even if it's a risk to me, because it's better for my baby. Yep. So right from then, before you even have them, it's just, they're the only thing that matters. Really. So like I said, I had come to this conclusion that I'm going to have a June baby, and June came and went. And I had my 40-week appointment. No, 39-week appointment. 39-week appointment. Yeah. And she's like, okay, obviously we still don't want to induce you, right, but we will schedule an induction because it will become medically necessary. And at that point, like, we're going to just have to take that chance. Yeah. So we I had said the whole time my husband's birthday is July 20th. And he's like, maybe you'll give me a birthday baby. And I was like, I'm having this baby in June. Like, that baby is
Not
still
even
in
close.
me on July 20th. Like, we are having a problem. No way. Yeah. So my induction was scheduled on July 19th.
Okay.
And I was like, I'll have the baby on July 20th. Like,
Right.
realistically, with like a
How
first
things
time,
work.
and
Yes.
it probably won't be the same day I get induced. So yeah, that week is moving and grooving, and I'm doing curb walking and bouncing on the ball and what is the
mile circuit?
Yes.
Yes.
Circuit,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything, and occasionally I'm feeling maybe a little crampy, then nothing. And I wake up the next morning and I'm like, pregnant still. Like, I loved being pregnant.
You loved it and you were soaking it up.
Yes.
But also,
I was like so sad for it to be done, but also, yeah, I was like, I am really tired at this point. There's a point in pregnancy where you are just exhausted and like
absolutely
your body is like really starting to hurt. And so, yeah, I woke up on July 18th and I again felt kind of crampy, and I was like, okay, here's another day. Like, wake up feeling crampy, nothing's gonna happen. And I went with my mom and Mara, and we went and ran to some rummage sales. It was a rainy, crappy day.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I do not want to be here. I need to go home. I need to clean. I need to go home and clean. And my mom's like, okay, go home and clean. Like, in retrospect, I was nesting
absolutely
hard.
Yes.
So I went home and I was on my hands and knees scrubbing the floors and the baseboards and the doors and the door handles and just the most random stuff. But I was obsessively cleaning all day long and still felt crampy all day long. But I had this before, like leading up to going into labor. I was like, what if I don't know that I'm in labor? Yes. And everyone's like, you're going to know. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just have a really high pain tolerance.
Yes, you do.
Yes. And with all of my chronic illness, that comes with a lot of pain.
Right.
I've broken bones. I have like torn ligaments. I have had a lot of pain in my life, physical pain, you know. So I'm like, maybe I won't know. And I'm like, oh, you'll know. Well, no, I was like oblivious to it. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm a little crampy.
Yeah.
Like you said earlier, I had been at my sister's births. So my oldest sister, Annie, she's 16 years older than me. She was actually at my birth.
Yeah.
So that's how she experienced my birth, and she decided after that she wanted to be an OBGYN. So that's how her career started. And so then when she went to have kids, she was like, if this is something that you want, like, I would love to share this experience with you. If you want to be in the room when I have my children, I would love for you to have this experience I got with you. And I was like, oh my God, yes. So I was there for all three of hers. And then when I found out I was pregnant, I told her, I was like, I would love for you to be there when I have my baby. Just like this whole full circle. Yes. And she, of course, was like, there's nothing I would love more. Like, that would be such a cool experience. So knowing that I was going to get induced on the 19th, the evening of the 18th, she's like, yep, I'm driving up to Duluth. And so she was on her way up. And we were all going to go to my mom's house for dinner. So Ian gets off work and it's like 5:30, and we're driving over to my mom's house, and he's like, hey, how you feeling? You know, like, how was the day? I'm like, oh my God, I was cleaning all day. I'm feeling like a little crampy. And I'm like, oh gosh, yeah, I'm feeling kind of crampy right now. And then a couple more minutes go by and talk, and I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling crampy again. And then a few minutes go by and I'm like, oh man. And he's like watching the clock, and he's like, hey, hon. Have you been on timing when you're feeling crampy? And I'm like, no, it's cramps. Like, what? That's not contractions. Like, everyone says, oh no, when it's contractions. And he kind of starts timing them without telling me. And he's like, so funny thing, these are happening every 4 to 5 minutes. I think that might be contractions, hon. And I'm like, no. That's still in denial. So I go to my mom's house and we have dinner, and my sister shows up and she's like, how you feeling? You getting ready? It's almost baby time. And I'm like, yeah, you know, I've been crampy all day, and Ian thinks I'm having contractions, but I'm like, there's another one. And she's like, can I feel your belly the next time that happens? And I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah. And so she does, and she's like, Sweetheart, those are contractions. Very, very obvious contractions.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, oh, really? Okay, I guess I'll keep timing them. So we hung out for another hour there, maybe. I was, again, even knowing it's contractions, I was still completely in denial.
Like,
I'm
this
not
is
having this
gonna
baby right now.
stop or
Yes,
whatever.
it's Braxton Hicks. It's just practice contractions, whatever. And I was like, I'm gonna go home. I think I'm gonna go get some sleep because it'll probably be like on a couple days.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go home. And my sister's like, okay, go home. She always knows, and she just lets me experience it, which is sweet.
Which is wonderful.
Yes.
But
So I literally stand up off the couch and my water breaks. And I'm like, even then, in denial, I'm like, that couldn't have been. Maybe I peed myself. I knew I didn't, but I had to go up to the bathroom and I'm like, hey, Annie, can you come up here? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, so there's a lot of fluid. I think, did my water break? And she's like, yeah, that's amniotic fluid, sweetheart. Like, you are having this baby. And I'm like, oh my God, my body is doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah.
I had been sitting here for the last 40 weeks being like,
I'm gonna get induced.
yeah, this is not, my body isn't just naturally gonna, and it happened.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was like, okay, great. Grab a towel, put it on the car seat. And I also had this kind of funny, like, so I had been at all 3 of Annie's, which, like, obviously each time you have a baby, typically at least, like, it's quicker and whatever. So the last one of hers I had been at was her 3rd. And then I wasn't at Mara's first, but I was at her 2nd. And she, from the time she started pushing to have the baby, it was like 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Something like that. It was so quick. And so the last 2 births that were fresh in my mind were just so fast.
Yeah.
Yep. So, ooh, did that do a number on me? We go home and we grab our bags and we go down to the hospital, and Ian and I, and they bring me to triage and they're like, oh, so you think your water broke? And I'm like, well, no, I know my water broke.
My
like,
sister's an OBGYN.
yes. And like, I
She
get
confirmed.
that, like, doing their job,
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
Yes.
there are people who genuinely, like, don't know the difference.
Or, yeah, right.
Like, between people, but
Yeah.
but I was like, no, my water definitely broke. And this was like one of those, like, advocate for yourself experiences.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because she's like, okay, well, we have to determine that your water broke. And I'm like, I'm sitting in a puddle on the bed. Like, it continues to leak out of me. And it has been, in the hour that it took for me to, like, go home and get my bag and come down here. I'm constantly leaking fluids.
Yeah.
And she's like, well, here's what we're gonna do. We have to do an exam, and we can't use any lubricants because that messes with the results of testing if it's amniotic fluid. So she's like, it's probably gonna be pretty uncomfortable, but like the next, few hours are just gonna be uncomfortable. And I was like, well, hold the phone. I know my water broke.
Yeah.
And I know it's gonna be an uncomfortable experience, but like, why would I have an invasive exam if I don't need to? That doesn't make sense to me. And I kind of questioned her, and I was like, well, my sister's an OBGYN. She's in the waiting room right now. She's gonna be here with my mom.
Yeah.
We have a whole party in this room. And my water definitely broke. And she's like, yeah, honey, like, well, and I was like, oh, I feel so dismissed right now.
And stop calling me honey.
Yeah. And so I, like, quick grab my phone and text my sister, and I'm like, why would they have to do this? Help me. I need a little support, like, why? I don't think I need to do this. Do I need to do this? And she's like, no. If anything, they can swab the fluids that's literally on the table.
Yeah. Right.
That will tell you.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. She's giving me, like, the courage to advocate for myself. So then when I think it was the doctor. Yeah, the doctor came in the room.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, so you think your water broke? And this wasn't my doctor.
Just a random.
Yeah. This particular doctor comes in the room, and I'm like, oh, hey, my sister's an OBGYN. I know my water broke. I don't want to have this exam. Can you just swab the fluids?
Yeah.
And she kind of rolls her eyes a little bit and is just like, yeah, I guess we can do that. I'm like, okay, thanks. swabs it and like, yes, okay, you had our bed break. Okay, we're gonna admit you. And I'm like, thanks for believing me. Thank you. So I get admitted and I go to my room and my mom and my sister and Ian are all there and we're like, all right, let's do this.